no song today because we're going to talk about when I planned a murder. Yeah, planned to kill somebody, and I did. When I planned the death of Kendrick 2.0. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, it's okay. You can still get the lesson. When I planned the death, hey Pecky, of Kendrick 2.0, and tried to reemerge after 12 years in business, showing the contradictions, showing the person who loves to snuggle up by the fire, even in her PJs, which you'll probably see me in my PJs real soon because it's almost the holidays. And also the person who likes to wear a formal and be the best dressed person in the room. The person who will out-rap you if you put on some Dr. Dre, and who will out-sing you if you put on some country, and will try real hard and look like an idiot to out-dance you if you put on some boy bands or some Britney. You know, we're all a mess of contradictions. And sometimes those contradictions allow you to come up with really creative ideas and be creative. And the good news is we're in fields where we get to express our creativity, right? But feedback isn't always a gift. Feedback sometimes is a creative killer. So you have to, as a creative, in my opinion, learn at what stage in the creative process do you ask for feedback. I, for 12 years, probably longer than that actually, have believed I'm not creative because somebody told me one time you're not creative. And I say that all the time. Like, I'll get on with branding people or get on with Jess. I'm not creative. So I'll deliver the tools and y'all do everything else. Well, that's not true. I mean, look at me. I sing songs. I made up this job. I'm creative. To be in this industry, you have to be somewhat creative. And it took me 12 years to be able to say, yeah, I'm creative in certain ways. The creative process is messy, and it's chaotic, and it's full of uncertainty, and it's full of self-doubt. Imagine what went through Elvis's head when he created his version of rock and roll. Listen to music before then that was played on radio, and then listen to Elvis. Radically different, right? And Elvis is just one example. Imagine what went through whoever created the internet. Imagine the doubts. We're going to connect people all over the world. We're going to allow them to have stuff delivered to their door. We're going to allow them to talk on a phone. The creative process has got to come with some doubts. So, yeah, okay, I'm not a life coach. This is not about self-doubt, but self-doubt enters into the creative process. So what's the point? When do you ask for feedback? Not at the beginning. Or if you ask for feedback at the beginning, ask another creative person. Just because somebody says, I don't get it, or it won't sell, or nobody will buy that, or nobody will show up, doesn't mean it's true. We've got a boy band opt-in on this site. You should get it. It's incredible. It's incredible. It teaches you how to have sales calls, but in a fun way. There's even a custom song on it, a little catchy tune that you can sing. When I wanted to do that, people were like, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you're going to have a boy band sing a song teaching the steps of selling, why would anybody watch that? It's funny. It's fun, and you learn. Learning doesn't have to be boring. Learning and having fun doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. So to all those people out there who told me that I couldn't sing and be an expert, you're wrong. To all those people out there who told me that I couldn't show this side of my personality and make money, you're wrong. And so my point is, I have gotten feedback in my life that absolutely stopped. It roadblocked the creative process. And so feedback can be a gift. It can be. But when your idea is in the infancy, in the baby stage, and you're still plagued with that self-doubt, am I crazy? I know we're not supposed to use that word, but am I crazy for thinking about this? It's never been done before. Is anybody going to get it? When you're in that stage, don't ask for feedback from somebody who is blue. Blue means super analytical. Ask for feedback from somebody who is creative. And don't say, is this a good idea? Instead say, what would you add to this to make it more clear? Be specific. What could we do to make sure people understand this? How can we make this the biggest freaking event ever? What do we need to do to get buy-in? Or, as Kendrick says, what do we need to do to sell it? Because when you're sold, you want to engage in it. You want to buy the new thing when you're sold, right? Everything is selling. Just say almost everything is selling. So in the creative process, don't say, is this a good idea? Surround yourself with people and with friends who will be honest enough to tell you that's not a good idea in the right way. Example, when I murdered Kendrick 2.0, I wanted to come back with all these soft colors, pinks and yellows and green. Oh my. And I'm really drawn to those colors right now. And I pushed back on wanting those colors. And Jess said to me, here's why I don't want to do this. Like, I hear you. Now let me tell you why I don't want you to do this. She didn't say it like that, but everybody's doing soft pale colors. And if we're coming back in a different way, let's do dark colors. Right? And I said, okay, great, then let's do neon. Like, let's scream. Like, let's do 1980s bike short. What? If everybody's doing soft, let's go loud. And Jess was like, or we could do these colors that we chose, these rich colors. And she was showing me colors, and I was like, no, I'm not feeling it. No. And then she hit on that copper color. And I was like, oh my God, it looks like my hair. It looks like fire. And I knew that's what we needed to do. If you'd asked me the day before, I was like, we're going to do pink and yellow. It's fun. It's bright. It's cheery. But the minute I was in the creative process, right? And I was still pretty sold on that. And I was wanting somebody to say, yes, I like this idea. Jess didn't say it's a bad idea. She said, well, what if we did this? And here's why, right? So don't ask for feedback when you've just planted the seed. Flesh it out. Write down. Here's what I would tell you to do. When you get that idea, write down brain dump, all the things, stream of consciousness, all the things about that you might want to do. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the expense. Don't worry if it's been created. You hear something, you see something, you're like, that inspires me. If you're inspired by something, play with it. Mold it, shape it. Don't get into the how. One of the worst things you can do is start with the how. Just brain dump. And then go to somebody and say, I've got this idea. How can we make it happen? How can we ensure that people show up? What do we need to do so people get it if they don't get it? How do we sell it? I just happen to know somebody who can help you sell it. This calls for a sales coach, y'all. I believe in your dreams. I believe in your creativity, but you got to be willing to accept that it's what Martha Beck called stage 2. I don't know the how. I'm good when I know the how. You give me step by step, and I am on it. Step 1, step 2, step 3. When I don't know the how, I hate it. It's uncomfortable in my body. My body doesn't like it, but it's required to create something you love. It's messy. Or think about, Michelangelo, right? And all the hammers, that's not right, but all the things that you do to create David or whatever. Look how messy it gets as you're chiseling away. There's mess. Accept the mess, accept the chaos. And then ask the right questions. Not, is this a good idea? And if somebody gives you their feedback, you shouldn't sing because you're not an expert. Don't tell me or don't accept that you have to become one-dimensional. Great, thank you for letting me know that you don't think I can do this. How can I do both? Because they're both really important to me. That's what I should have said all those years ago. Feedback is a gift, but only when you're ready for it and only when you ask the right questions. And then when you're ready to sell it, come on over to ASU. Come on over, baby. I believe in your creativity. I believe in the chaos that comes with it, because that's when you create greatness. I believe in you. I believe in your business. Bye, y'all.